Last week we saw the untimely passing of beloved comedian and voice actor Gilbert Gottfried. The comic, who had only recently appeared on an episode of the super popular Joe Rogan Experience podcast, passed away at the age of 67, and his cause of death has since been revealed to the public. Today, we're discussing the coroner's reports of how he actually died, plus a reaction to his sad passing. So don't go anywhere. First up, let's have a little look at his career. Born in Coney Island, Brooklyn in 1955, the talented entertainer got his first big break at the bitter end at Greenwich Village when he was just 15 years old. He had been encouraged by his older sisters after they had decided his performing for the family was worthy of the stage. He would do impressions of older celebrities of the time and began work on the local comedy circuit following positive reviews. He soon became known as a comedian's comedian and would push the boundaries to see what material he could get away with. One night opening for Belinda Carlisle, he remembered, "I tried doing my regular act for about 5 minutes. Then I just launched into the filthiest stuff I could just think of. And the next day, I got a call from my agent saying everybody there loved you, which is show business talk for you're fired." He got his big break on SNL in 1980, and from there, he was destined for stardom. He was hired as a regular cast member for season 6, but didn't feature all that much, but his talent was evident for all to see. Later, he claimed that he didn't enjoy his time on SNL, but it functioned as the springboard for the rest of his career, ultimately launching his movie career in the mid-80s. He also had a long and successful career in TV, landing his voice for various projects like Family Guy and Aladdin. What are your favorite memories of Gottfried? Next up, we're discussing his cause of death. Stay with us. Shortly after the comic passed away, it was revealed that he had been battling a rare disease for quite some time. A representative for the Gottfried family said how his death was caused due to complications from what is known as myotonic dystrophy. The disease, which brought on a rhythm issue called recurrent ventricular tachycardia, comes in 2 forms. The type which Gilbert suffered from is known as myotonic dystrophy 2 and affects the muscles and other body systems. It is the most common form of the disease and actually begins in adulthood. It is also a hereditary disease which usually develops in young adulthood in persons of 20s or 30s. The disorder causes problems with muscles relaxing ability in the body, and the severity of the condition varies from person to person. It has also been known to cause irregular electrical control of the heartbeat, which can also cause an increased heart rate, sometimes even above 100 beats per minute, which would put the heart under serious strain. Gilbert's family released a statement in tribute to the popular voice actor, which read, "In addition to being the most iconic voice in comedy, Gilbert was a wonderful husband, brother, friend, and father to his young 2 children. Although today is a sad day for us all, please keep laughing as loud as possible in Gilbert's honor." Were you aware of Gottfried's heart condition? Give us your thoughts below. Next up, Penn Jillette has given his thoughts on the legendary comic. World-class magician, author, and musician Penn Jillette has recently been speaking about his friend after his untimely death. And whilst he acknowledged that he lost a friend, he believes the world lost a genius. Jillette went on to say that whilst everybody was talking about how funny and brave he was way more than that. Going back to when the pair first met during their teenage years, he revealed watching the man up close changed his life, as well as his career. He went on to describe how Gilbert was so advanced that he would make jokes about jokes, and sometimes he didn't even understand what he was saying, but he just knew it was funny. He even claimed that Gilbert was changing the world during his come up, and his performances cannot be described or conveyed. Maybe the biggest tribute Jillette gave him was when he said he could do everything. He could effortlessly and without a turn signal move from classic Borscht Belt comedy and impressions to a kind of improvisation, sound, and rhythm that didn't exist anywhere else. Gilbert was perfectly skilled at all the basics of comedy. Picasso could draw, Miles Davis could play trumpet, Bob Dylan can sing, but Gilbert, Pablo, Miles, and Bob went beyond the skills their peers shared and took the world somewhere else. They made us feel something in their arts that no one could describe. Quite the tribute. What do you make of Gillette's words? Let us know below. Next up, a few funny anecdotes about the comedian's fan frugality. During his memorial service last Thursday, Gottfried's family and friends gathered to pay tribute to the man himself, and his wife Dara told mourners a funny story from the couple's first date. She revealed how she got all dressed up, only for Gilbert to order 1 rice pudding for the pair to share. She asked, he couldn't order 2 rice puddings? Jeffrey Gurian, a fellow comedian and friend of the family, also weighed in with the story on how cheap the comic was, saying, "The joke I remember in those days was that Gilbert's idea of special date was buying a girl a second drink." He also told how he authored his 2012 piece, Make 'em Laugh. He interviewed stars that had come out of the comic strip club, but Gilbert was the only one who insisted on being taken out to lunch. He chose the posh Pastide restaurant in the meatpacking district, which was known as being expensive, very trendy, and so noisy at lunchtime I could hardly do the interview, according to Gurian. Once the interview began, Gottfried told Gurian he had never actually been to the comic strip club Gurian was grilling him about, and that he just came for the lunch. Owner of the club, Richie Tinkin, was also present at the meal, picking up the bill, and Gurian says, "I thought Richie was gonna have a heart attack, but I finally got Gilbert to admit that he actually been to the comic strip. It was one of my greatest Gilbert memories." Saturday Night Live has also paid tribute to the late comic now. Stay with us. Over the weekend, the current cast of SNL paid tribute to the late Gottfried, having joined the cast back in 1980 and using the show as the platform to launch his career. He also made further other appearances on the much-loved show in 1990 and 1998. The tribute came towards the end of the Weekend Update segment with a simple image of Gottfried from his time on the show. While it's not actually referencing the comedian by name, it was a nice touch for the show that provided the comic with his first big break. Of course, the tribute wasn't the first and certainly won't be the last for a man who was so beloved with the comedy community. Whilst Lizzo was the guest host this weekend, as well as serving as the show's musical talent, it was revealed that the next installment, which is set for May 7th, will feature Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness star Benedict Cumberbatch. The same weekend his movie drops. What did you make of the SNL tribute? Let us know below. And finally, more tributes from fellow celebrities. Of course, Gottfried's death was met with an outpouring of grief, and Jason Alexander, a personal acquaintance of the man himself, said, "Gilbert Gottfried made me laugh at times when laughter did not come easily. What a gift. I did not know him well, but I loved what he had to share with me. My best wishes and sympathy to his family." Dane Cook also left a heartfelt tribute, saying that Gilbert was never not funny, and that he was a great guy. Billions creator Brian Kopelman revealed that Gilbert meant more to him than you probably know, saying how he first saw him at the age of 14, which changed him. He went on to say that his subversiveness and bravery were unparalleled. He made you fall down laughing. This sucks. Jon Stewart said how it was a real thrill of his early stand-up career to open for him at one of his earliest gigs, describing him as indescribably unusually hilarious. And Judd Apatow, famed comedic director, said how when Gilbert was on a roll, there was nobody funnier in the entire comedy game. Tiffany Haddish kept it simple by saying how this is a sad day. And Matt Oswalt, brother of comedian Patton, described Gilbert as the funniest person I've ever known. There will never be another like him. Before finishing with R.I.P. Gilbert Gottfried, a truly sad day. What do you think is Gilbert's best work? Give us your opinions below. As always, thanks for tuning in today, and remember to stop by next time for some more fun reveals. Also, remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and of course, rest in peace, Gilbert Gottfried. Bye, guys!